Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Rohan Gupta, consultant ENT specialist and allergy specialist at Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Narayana Super Speciality Hospital. Today I'll be talking about allergic rhinitis. Allergic rhinitis is a condition that affects the nose in which the allergens lead to an inflammatory reaction inside the nose. Allergen is any substance that provokes an inflammatory reaction in any sensitized individual. So 20% of the population worldwide is affected by allergic rhinitis, and it mostly affects people in their childhood or early adulthood. The peak symptoms are seen mostly in patients in their 30 to 40 years of age, and it is very common for people being affected who have a family history of allergic rhinitis, asthma, eczema. So it is very important to control this condition so that it does not lead to further deterioration and development of complications. It can be divided into two categories. People can be having seasonal allergic rhinitis or perennial allergies. Seasonal means that they get the symptoms whenever in a particular season in which the things to which they are sensitive peak in their environment. It can be mostly to weeds, to grasses, to pollens and other things. And people who show symptoms throughout an year are known as having perennial allergic rhinitis. These people are mostly allergic to indoor allergens. It can be cockroaches, it can be dust mites, it can be their pets, it can be other things that are present throughout year in their vicinity or environment. So people having allergic rhinitis can have different manifestations. People whose nose gets involved have nasal congestion, nasal stuffiness, watering, nasal dryness, recurrent sneezing, itching, irritation. It can affect the eyes where people can have a sensation of grittiness, redness, watering, irritation, itching, and they can develop dark lines below the eyes that are known as allergic shyness. And when it affects the lower airway, people develop allergic asthma and can have wheezing, which can show acute exacerbation during the periods when their allergens have a peak in their vicinity or their environment. So, to treat this condition, we first of all need to diagnose it. And for diagnosis, the key is history. So, we need to ask the patient when do they, throughout an year, do they feel that they are having symptoms. If it is during a particular season, it can be due to pollens that are present in their local regional environment and that peaks during that particular season. And if it is during a particular time of the day, if it is when they are on the bed or when they get up in the morning, it can be mostly because of dust mites. And if they get it when they get in contact with the pets, it can be because of their dander and other things. So history plays a very important role in the diagnosis of allergic rhinitis. And the gold standard test to diagnose it is skin prick test, in which small amounts of allergens, standardized allergens, are placed on the forearm of an individual, and it is pricked with the help of a lancet, and the patient has to wait for around 20 to 30 minutes for that allergen to react. They can get a reaction in the form of a wheal, a flare, which can show the redness of the skin, and the patient feels itchy in that area. And correlating it with their history, the patient can be diagnosed as having allergy to a particular allergen. So after a diagnosis is made, we have three strategies to prevent patient from developing further complications or lead things that can lead to decrease in the symptoms. The first strategy is avoidance. Avoidance means avoiding that particular allergen to which the patient is sensitive. Suppose as we say that patient is allergic to dust mite. So what he can or she can do is they can remove carpets, they can remove soft toys from their rooms, they can cover their mattresses or pillows with dust mite resistant encasements, and they can use a vacuum cleaner regularly instead of brooming, and they can use wet mopping of the floor instead of dry mopping. Another thing that is helpful in these patients is using HEPA filters and washing their clothes at high temperatures in hot water, and exposing them to sunlight can also kill dust mites. These are all the things that the patients who are sensitive to dust mites can do to prevent developing an allergic reaction to dust mite. And suppose if a patient is allergic to pollens, what they can do is travel in a four-wheeler instead of a two-wheeler, keep the windows closed, During high pollen counts, they have to restrict their outdoor activities, they have to keep the windows closed, and whenever they go out, they need to just apply some local barrier in their nasal mucosa so that the pollen does not get in contact with the nasal mucosa and precipitate an allergic reaction. And whenever they come back, they can wash their face, clean their nose, and they can use air conditioners, well maintained or well serviced air conditioners instead of coolers during summer seasons. These are a few avoidance strategies for avoidance to that particular allergen to which a patient is sensitive. Then the second option is using medications. Medications can be used to prevent exacerbation of an allergic reaction. It can be in the form of intranasal corticosteroids, or it can be in the form of antihistaminic tablets that the patient can take in regularly depending on their symptoms, so as to suppress the symptoms and feel symptom free during that particular season when they have allergic reactions. And the third and the most important strategy is giving immunotherapy. Immunotherapy is basically something to which the patient is actually sensitive. It is basically desensitizing their body to that particular offending allergen. It can be in two forms. One is sublingual vaccination and one is subcutaneous vaccination. And depending on the patient's compliance and willingness, it can be given to patients who show a particular reaction to a particular allergen. Thank you so much.